Hello. Well, we're having a borderline torrential rainstorm here. New England weather, almost Christmas. It's 60 degrees with big wind gusts. Never know. Never know what's going to come next in terms of the weather here. And given the rain, I was like, I got to get out to the car and make a car video. Especially because what I want to talk about today involves Emile Coué. Oh, wow. It is really windy out. Oh, boy. Holy moly, it is windy out. Okay. Especially because what I want to talk about today is Emile Coué. And I feel like I've made a lot of good car videos talking about his stuff in the rain before. But yeah, if you're new here, or if you're not new here and you just haven't watched the last couple videos, my new book is out, Money Your Friend. And it is available for 99 cents on Kindle right now. And if you're not in the United States, it's going to be right around the equivalent of $1 wherever you are in the world. And I'm going to put the link below for you if you want to get that book, which I strongly recommend you do to get the Kindle version. And honestly, I recommend you get the paperback version if you like to write in books, because there's a 30-day journal in back for these two exercises, these two basically habits I recommend you do for 30 days. There's a journal in the back of both the Kindle edition and the paperback edition, but having it in physical form, just makes it more tangible. I still like paperbacks. So Money Your Friend available. The link is below. And one of the subjects we talk about in Money Your Friend, part of one of the two habits that I suggest you do for 30 days, involves statements. Now, when I say statements, I'm not talking specifically about like doing affirmations or anything like that. You'll see when you read the book what I mean by statements. But something I emphasize in the book, just like I emphasize on this channel, is these statements that you write should be personal, and they should hopefully resonate with you, right? You should feel them, right? And what I want to briefly talk about today is that means you can write or say whatever you want. I think people really put themselves in a box too often in regards to affirmations. A lot of the affirmation advice we hear tends to be bordering on dogmatic, meaning you have to say it in present tense, or like you have to say it like it already has happened, or you have to put your name in front of it, or in the very least it has to be I am in front of it. Stuff like that is very, very widespread advice that you hear. And what I always like to tell people is the most important thing is that it resonates with you. Because if it resonates with you, the image of what you want, the desire of what you want is in your mind already. Like it's just there. It's like, I've given the example before, and Coué talks about this, and Matt Fury, who's the head of the Psycho-Cybernetics Foundation, talks about this. Like, if I say sandwich to you, you immediately think of a sandwich. Like an image pops to your mind, or like the idea of a sandwich immediately pops to your mind, right? And that's what a statement is. That's what an affirmation is. It's what immediately pops to your mind, what resonates with you and pops to your mind. So that means that you can use, for instance, negative statements. I made a video about this before. I've made several videos, but I'll link above to one of them, talking about the power. I'm looking at this tree, guys. It is literally like really close to falling. Holy moly. I might have to make a call to the police station after this. I'm just looking at this tree. Wow. This is why you watch this channel, for these weather updates during the car videos. So these statements that you make should be open-ended. You can use not. You can use future tense. And that's what I want to talk about today. Is Coué, who, in my opinion, gave the most effective affirmation / auto-suggestion advice of anybody that I know of in modern times. He was a huge fan of just saying going to. In other words, like, I mentioned Matt Fury. Matt Fury's got this video, I'll link to it above, where he's like, I'm going to get a sandwich. And you go and get the sandwich. You think in your mind, I'm going to get the sandwich, and you go and get the sandwich. That's a good way of looking at this stuff. And that's what Coué recommended. So when you hear people saying it has to be present tense, it has to be I am. I don't believe that. And I think there's too many success stories you hear. And, if we've done it in our own lives where it's like you're just doing like going to or whatever, or just saying a phrase where there's no tense at all, like just saying peace, peace, peace over and over again, or prosperity, prosperity, prosperity. However you say it, where, it works fine. It works well. So I'm going to read to you, if this tree doesn't, get even more perilous looking, I'm going to read to you a little bit from Self-Mastery Through Conscious Autosuggestion by Coué, where he talks about this. Okay, Coué writes, instead of autosuggesting unconsciously, all that is needed is for us to autosuggest consciously. And here is the way to do it. First, consider carefully the things which are to be the object of your autosuggestions and decide whether the matter requires an affirmation or a negation. Then repeat several times without thinking of anything else. This comes, or this goes. This is going to happen, or that is not going to happen, etc., etc. If the unconscious accepts the suggestion, if the autosuggest, it will autosuggest, and you will find the idea is realized in every detail. So that's just an example. I'll read one more, and then I'll move in this car. Holy moly. Isolate yourself in a room, sit down in an easy chair, close your eyes to avoid all distractions, and think exclusively for a few moments, such and such a thing is going to happen, or such and such a thing is going to disappear, and it will happen. I'm sorry I misread that because I have to move the car, because I'm auto-suggesting to myself right now that this tree is really, really blowing. Coué says, avoid all distractions and think exclusively for a few moments. Such and such a thing is going to disappear, or such and such a thing is going to happen. Going to, okay? So be flexible with your statements in regards to what I talk about in Money Your Friend, and be flexible with what you auto-suggest and to affirm to yourself. When you do it, don't feel like it has to be a certain way. Until next time, enjoy.